Hi, welcome. Come on in. So it was either be later than I had planned, even more so, and get dressed, or stay in my pajamas and not be as late. So I chose the latter. I hope you guys are having a good day. We had a nightmare of a night. The bugs were on a whole nother level. And I'm so glad that I caught that gigantic spider so eloquently with you guys on a live, because right after that, there was 2 more bugs up on the roof in our living room and hallway, and I had to use a stepladder to get it, and I fell off the stepladder. It was so terrible, you guys. I went up to catch it with a cup, and then I was gonna slide a paper plate underneath it. And when I went up with the cup, it moved, and I tried to smash it down, and it fell. And I stepped off of the step stool ladder thing, and I stepped right off of it and tumbled and fell on the ground. It was a nightmare. And then I didn't fall off on this other one, but that one I did not try to catch, okay? I got myself a napkin and I smushed, okay? I am sorry for those of you who think I need to catch all the bugs and put them outside. They don't need to be in my house. And then there was another one by the front door. It was terrible. So I had to go out into the garage and get our spray, and I sprayed all of our doorways and all of our stairways and all of the vents and everything. Not vents like where the air comes out, but we have a vent that vents from underneath the house because we're not on a concrete foundation. There's we can go under our house. That's what I'm trying to say. And so I sprayed that little air vent that comes out from underneath the house, and it was terrible. But we survived. We just huddled up and stayed together. It was a nightmare though. I'm gonna take my IO1. I do this every single morning and every single night. I do a teaspoon of it. And I do this to try to keep my acne at bay, because I am now off my acne meds and my birth control. Praise the Lord. I feel like a brand new person. So basically this doesn't pull up a whole pipette, and I need 2.5 full pipettes. So I usually end up emptying this 5 times to get 2.5 full pipettes, if that makes sense. Otherwise, you can empty it into a teaspoon measurement, and it'll equal about 5 pools. So anyway, I put this into a orange juice shot. So all I have in here is orange juice, and then I take it back every single morning, every single evening, and it has helped my skin so much. This right here is a rash, and I'm pretty sure it's from my Invisalign, taking it in and out and getting saliva on my face. So I'm trying to do better with that. Let me know if you guys have ever experienced that, if you've had Invisalign in the past and you've gotten a rash from it, because this has come since I got my Invisalign. So I don't know. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts. I don't have my Invisalign in right now because we're taking our shots and I'm drinking my coffee. So I'm just gonna live my bare teeth life right now. All right, so again, IO1, it's a really super powerful antioxidant, so it helps to keep your oils from not oxidizing properly. So whenever you have cystic acne, a lot of times that happens from our bodies not being able to oxidize our oils properly, so then they go in and they get clogged really deep, and that's why we get those cystic breakouts. So with an antioxidant, it helps it oxidize properly. So yeah, that's what we're doing there. It also helps with a whole bunch of other things, but I have to be careful with what I say because compliance things. I have just a Clean Skin Club damp little square here. It's super, super soft. And this is what I've been doing in the morning. I'll do a splash of water on my face, and then I dampen this a little bit. And then I just use this to take the sleep off my face, and then we're gonna go in with our skincare. Before we do our makeup, I am gonna use some products that I've been playing with lately, and we're gonna focus mostly on our base because I've really been enjoying the products that I've been using, and I think you guys will too, and they're affordable. I did link all of them on my ShopMy, so if you want to grab them, it'll be there, and you can find my ShopMy on this link right here, and it'll be under Shop My Looks. I only have one post there right now on that little area because I actually figured it out this morning. I couldn't figure it out for so long, and I finally researched it this morning, and that's why I'm late on getting on. But yeah, I went ahead and linked all the products that I'll be using that are new to me and that I've been using for like the last week. Anyway, this is my Plump Duo. It is a hyaluronic acid and a like skin barrier support oil. So the hyaluronic acid is a double molecular weight. So it has a large molecule and small molecule. And so that smaller molecule goes deeper into the skin, whereas the larger one stays higher up for more instant results. So we use that for hydration, and then the oil is for skin barrier support. That's really what I've been focusing on since transitioning and getting off my acne meds, because I wanted to make sure that my skin barrier was healthy enough so that even if I do get acne, it'll heal differently than in the past. In the past, if I were to get a breakout, it would last literal months. Whereas now, like I had some breakouts here from my cycle and they're already healing. So that's amazing for me because before it would just be a cycle where it would like come up, go away, come up, go away, but they would never actually heal. And that has a lot to do with the way that my oils don't properly oxidize in my skin. So anyway, this is my forehead duo. I am mixing 002 with F59. They both have Paracrest in them, which helps to relax and smooth, sculpt, firm, fine lines, wrinkles over time. And I make sure to fully massage it into my skin. I do bring it down and around like here on my temples where we have our smile lines. I also do it right in between my eyebrows and focus on my fine lines here. But I have had amazing results from it. I know that results may vary and also consistency matters. But this is my daytime duo. And then at nighttime, I don't do this one and I add in a retinol instead. And that's also really beneficial because it helps with cell turnover. Again, if you guys have any thoughts on this, it's a rash. And I'm pretty sure it's from my Invisalign, from getting like popping them in and out, as well as like saliva or brushing my teeth a lot. So if you guys have ever experienced that or have thoughts, we'll love to hear them because it's kind of annoying. It doesn't hurt, it doesn't itch, it doesn't anything. It's just texture, but it's for sure like irritation, like an irritation rash. I asked chat if it was perioral dermatitis because that happens from toothpaste exposure. And I've been brushing my teeth a lot more than I ever have because you have to brush your teeth every time you take your Invisalign in or out, or before you put it back in. So every time after I eat or drink or snack or whatever. So that's what I was thinking it was, but chat says it doesn't look like perioral dermatitis because it doesn't have any pustules. And I don't have like any like pain or itching or discomfort from it. It's just irritation. So super curious if you guys have any thoughts or if I have any dental girlies here, if that's like a thing. Does that happen? Taking your Invisalign in or out, like people get rashes? Or am I just that sensitive? All right, so I just put on my moisturizer. I use this every single day, every single morning and night. It's the F74. It's fragrance free. It's rich. It leaves your skin very glowy. It is It has vitamin A in it, so it helps with cell turnover and just like softening the appearance of aging. And it's just great for anyone who has acne prone skin or even just sensitive skin in general, because it doesn't have any scent and it really helps with your skin barrier. So I used to get that rash like when I had Invisalign. Oh, you did? Okay, that's the only thing I can relate it to, because like I said, my routine has been so consistent. I haven't changed anything with my skin because I want to be able to know like any little change, what it's from. So I've kept my routine very, very basic and just the same every day, every morning and every night. So anyway, that's the only thing new. I've had Invisalign for like a month and a half now, I think. And that's when this showed up. So when I pop them in and out, like there's usually saliva that like strings out and it's so gross. I need to find a better way to take them out, but whatever. And then also just brushing my teeth, but I'm not like a super messy teeth brusher. Like I don't get toothpaste all over, so I don't know. I'm gonna ask them. I don't go until next month, but I'm gonna ask them about that. Okay. So for makeup, I got some new products and I've been using them like all last week. I was using them and I loved the way my makeup looked. So I'm going to show you guys what I've been playing around with. Again, I did link everything in my ShopMy, and I do make a small commission if you guys do choose to shop through there, and I appreciate you guys so much when you do. So if you do that, you can go to my link tree and then go to my ShopMy, and it'll be under Shop My Looks. There's only one post there. But I tried to link everything I could before I got on here, so then that way it was easy for you guys to find. Okay, and I'm just pulling everything back out so that I don't forget anything. All right. I put it all away yesterday after church, and then I'm like, why did I do that? I was gonna use it all today anyway. It could also be from your increase of touching your face, your hand brushes on your chin, that kind of stuff. Yeah, probably, actually. Yeah, because you know what? It could be because when I pop them out, I have to like really get in there and pop them out from the back. And so my hands are touching my face a lot more. It's really annoying. It makes me look all swollen. How dare it? Okay. We're gonna start with brows. So I did just do all that skincare. So I am gonna like take a paper towel and just run this through my brows to kind of pick up any maybe oils or whatever that I got in there so that I have better hold. And I have been using this Maybelline Super Lock brow glue. And is it the best brow glue I've ever used? No, because I have bangs and my bangs sit on my brows and it doesn't stay in place all day. But when I didn't have brows and I was using this, they didn't have brows. When I didn't have bangs and I was using this, it worked well. So I would say if you don't have anything constantly touching your brows, I think you're good with this. It does have really good hold, but for whatever reason, I don't know if it's like the oils from my hair or what, but it doesn't hold as well with my bangs sitting on top. Do love the convenience though of it being in a tube and already having like the built-in spoolie, so it makes it really great. I love traveling with these kind of things because it's like one less brush that you have to deal with. And then like whenever I use my pot, like my e.l.f. brow glue or brow gel, I have to like clean my brush after every time I use it, otherwise it gets all gunky. So I do love those parts of not having to do that with this. So take that for whatever you will. And it is affordable drugstore product. And I did link it in that post on my ShopMy if you guys are interested in any of these. So I just kind of back comb my brows first. I should probably move this a little closer so I'm not all Quasimodo. So I back comb so that I can get some of the glue or gel on the back side of my brows. and then I lift up and over, and then I use the spoolie to kind of smooth out the edges and give myself a little bit more of a arch, like that. So again, I do really like that it has the built-in spoolie. I guess it would be kind of similar to the NYX brow glue that I like also, except for I would say this one is thinner. This one's not as thick of a brow gel as the NYX brow glue. So anyway, if you're in the market for one, I think it's worth a try. A lot of people say that it reminds them of like the Rare Beauty one. I've never used that, but that's what TikTok tells me. Okay, so then after I do that, I take, again, my paper towel and I put my finger in there. And then I clean up around my brow where I might have gotten some of that gel. Because if it stays on my skin like that, when I go in with my skin tint or foundation or whatever you use, it can sometimes get like, it looks like glue. It looks like glue underneath your foundation, which is not cute. Okay. Oh, I was also gonna say about this. I tried to put triamcinolone on it because at first I thought it was like a little eczema patch. No, and then I looked it up and it said that if it is any sort of like dermatitis, that a steroid can actually make it worse. And I think I did make it worse because at first it was just right here and now it's like all over right here. So there's that. So I don't think it is like anything that has to do with needing a steroid. Okay. I made pour over coffee for the first time in a while, and I am kicking my butt asking myself, why haven't you done this in so long? It is so good. It's like just the most rich, full body flavor coffee as opposed to a pot of coffee. It is just fantastic. And I found a really good creamer I like too, but I can't talk about it because then it'll just keep selling out. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm manifesting this influential power again because things are very quiet anymore. Back in the day, I used to find things and be like, do I want to share it? Because whenever I would talk about it, like they would just be gone. And it was probably just in my head, but I liked to like manifest this idea that like, that's what happens. Can't say nothing. I'm just kidding. No, there's this new creamer. I'm sure you guys have seen it, but I've never seen it here. I do live in a really small town though. I saw it like on TikTok for a while when they were making like dirty sodas or like mixing their Alanis with other things, making them like dirty. Is that what? That sounds so weird. Anyway, it was like it's the toasted coconut vanilla Chobani creamer. And I've been on the lookout for that for so long and I've never been able to find it here. And so I was just like telling myself that it was just always sold out. Like it's just so popular. But no, I just think we really haven't had it. And so anyway, I saw it at Walmart the other day and I only grabbed one because I'd never had it before and I didn't know if I was gonna like it. So I got one and I loved it and I had regrets for not grabbing more because I had never seen it really before. So I went over to my mom's house and she made us dinner last night and the girls were outside playing. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna run to Walmart real quick. And I'm so glad I did because it was almost gone already. So I grabbed a couple more and I froze them because I've been like on a creamer hunt for a while. Just feeling like really burnt out on the creamers that I've been using to the point where I like really didn't even want a cup of coffee anymore because it was like not very enjoyable to me. So anyway, really happy that I found that. If you're on a creamer hunt also, I recommend giving it a go. give it a go. All right, this is the, what are you? L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. I really like it because it's affordable. I think it came in a 2-pack. And there's a lot of colors, which I think is really impressive because a lot of times I feel like brow pencils only come in like they'll be like a light brown or like a blonde, light brown, dark brown, black. Like usually there's only 4. But this one has a lot of colors. It has like auburn, it has all the in-betweens, like ashy, light brown, all the things. So anyway, this one's really good. I'm using it in the color dark brunette, and it matches my eyebrows really, really well. And I don't do like a whole lot of filling in. I just kind of get the line underneath by flicking it up through my brows to fill in like the sparse areas, but I'm not really like changing the shape or like full density of my brow, if that makes sense. When I had my braces and I had rubber bands, I would break out on the corners of my mouth and had no idea why. Why I hadn't had one there before since I got my braces off. Well, that's so true. Do you ever notice that the Chobani one like separates a lot? I've gotten 2 different flavors in every time. So you have to shake it really well because it's real milk and cream. So you have to shake it really, really well because it does separate because it's like a more natural creamer. But I usually don't just put like, for instance, mine, I frothed it. So like it doesn't separate at all because it becomes a foam and it stays a foam because it's like a real cream. Whereas whenever I was using like the lactose free ones, those ones do cream, but then they don't stay, they do foam, but they don't stay a foam. They like go back into a liquid and then go to like the bottom of your cup. Whereas this one stays a foam. So I don't know, maybe try frothing it and see if you like it better that way. But I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, like where it becomes like kind of piecey on the top of your coffee. I haven't noticed it with this one, but I have noticed it with the, which is the sweet cream one, the purple. That one, I did see that one. But this one, I've just been really just foaming it, and so I don't notice it. Okay, brows are done. Next, by the way, I slept with my hair like this. And I'm gonna record my hair after this, I think, as long as I have enough time. It's 11. I think I should. And I'll show you guys how putting it up into a roller like this and spraying it with water and sleeping with it like this, your bangs are gonna stay nicer all day. Let's do our skin tint because I'm tired of looking at this rash. It's hurting my fillings. This is the Olive Rose skin tint. I love her. I cannot put her down. She looks beautiful, gorgeous, stunning, even in the summer. Summer, winter, humid, dry, it doesn't matter. It's gorgeous. I'm using the shade 9 right now because I do have a little bit of a tan and I'm losing it by the day because of all this rain. But it's fine. Everything's fine. When I'm not shade 9, I'm usually shade 6. But shade 9 makes me feel very alive and it gives me like such a beautiful glow to my skin. It gives me a little bit more coverage, as you can see, because it's a little darker. And I really love to apply it with a kabuki brush like this because it gives you more coverage. Some people like to use their hands for like an even more natural look. As for me, I'm not the one. I don't really use my hands for much when it comes to my makeup, aside from maybe my under eyes. I was wondering last night if you were gonna sleep like that. Girl, we didn't go to sleep till after midnight. It was brutal. I talked about this at the beginning of my life. It was an actual nightmare. Like, I was like, Ashton, where are you? Am I being punked? Because the amount of bugs and spiders that were in my house last night, I was in actual tears. I literally lost my marbles by the fourth one. Okay, so after that giant spider downstairs, which literally it looks like a brown recluse, but I looked it up and a brown recluse does not have hair. It's like hairless. Ugh. That one does have hair. I took a better look, okay? It does have little fuzzy hairs all over it. And so I do think it is a wolf spider, which I get. Like, yes, wolf spiders are harmless and they eat other bugs. It does not belong in my house, okay? A lot of people are like, just leave it alone. It'll eat the other bugs. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. If my spider senses were to go off in the middle of the night and I were to wake up and look at my roof and see that giant spider, I would not be okay. So it could not just set up camp in my house because it was raining outside. Like, go find a patio covering to be under. Like, I'm okay with that. In my house, no. Okay, so I caught that spider, brought it upstairs, and then there was another spider in front of our front door. That one got a shoe, okay? I'm sorry, but it did. I was out of patience at that point, okay? All right, and then after I got off my live, I go upstairs and I'm like cleaning up after myself after my live, and Hayden comes up screaming again, and I'm like, are you joking? She's like, there's another one over by Quinn's room. So I come downstairs and I look, and there's like, I think they're called silverfish, but it was a giant one. Like, usually we get silverfish, like, I don't know, maybe about this big. No, it was about this big. I thought at first it was a centipede up on the roof. Look at me, I'm like getting shaky talking about it again. So then, so I have to go get the step stool because our ceilings are pretty high. So I have to go get the step stool. And this one, I did use a napkin on, okay? So I got a napkin, a real good bunch of it, and I just threw it in the trash, okay? Go back upstairs, finishing cleaning up. Another one in the living room where they were. So I come back downstairs, I get the stool, I put it up, and I'm standing on the stool. And this one was even bigger. It was probably like this big. But it was like fatter. So this one I did get a cup for because there was no way that I was going to. So I got a cup, a glass actually, because that was just all I could get in that moment, and a paper plate. So I set up the step stool, building up the courage. I stand on the very top of the step stool, and I'm going up with the cup, and I'm literally about to it, and it moved, and I got the edge of his legs, and it fell off of the ceiling. I stepped back off of the step stool, and I fell. So I stepped literally off the step stool, probably about 3 feet off the ground. And then I have the glass and the paper plate in my hand, so I just fall back. I hit my hip and my elbows. I'm like, actually, I'm probably gonna get a bruise right here. Yeah, that's gonna be a bruise. I hit the back of my arm, and then I'm like, where did it go? Where did it go? And the girls are like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, just help me find it. I don't want to do this again. We got to find it. So I moved the coffee table, and it was right by Jory's shoes. So I put the cup over it. I slide the plate underneath, and I took it to the kitchen. It's still in my kitchen. I was done. I will deal with that later. So then at that point, I am flustered. I was in tears, okay? I fell off the stool. My hip is hurting. My arm is hurting. Yeah, I'm for sure getting a bruise right there. And I was in tears, and I went outside, and I took a better look at that other spider that I just set outside in the container, the giant one, and to make sure that it wasn't a brown recluse, because that really scared me. But no, I did see that there was like fuzzy hairs, and I Googled it, and I think it was a wolf spider. But anyway, so I went into the garage and I got the spray, and I went around all the doorways, and I sprayed all the doorways, and I sprayed all of the stairs, and it was just an actual nightmare. Like, I felt like I was in a movie. And so finally I chilled out. We laid down and tried to chill out, like tried to go to bed, but we didn't go to bed till like after midnight. It was terrible. The JC on a stick, there were more. It was the worst. That's the worst it's ever been. It was crazy. Like, we do get spiders every now and again. Obviously, we don't live like, we're not like a pavement princess house, okay? We are in the kind of woods, but not really, like close enough. And it's just been raining so dang much that the spiders are like, ooh, this is nice. It's not raining in here. And so they're trying to set up camp, but not in my house, okay? I will fall off a step stool to catch you. It was terrible. But I'm really glad that that happened after the live, because on the live I was very brave. I really was. You guys gave me some sort of confidence. I gotta wipe my nose. You guys gave me some sort of confidence to deal with the situation. And even when I screamed, I was laughing so hard when I edited that video. Because when I like screamed, I screamed like that. And I like went like this, and my butt cheeks like went all in. I was laughing so hard. So, I was just really glad you guys were there with me, because had you not, I probably would have lost my marbles way earlier in the night. And I don't know if I would have had the confidence to catch that gnarly spider. It was horrific. I don't know if you guys caught that, but literally I was like every bit of me tensed up, because when I put the thing on it, it was still on the ceiling. So I like shook it, and then it fell, and then my like body responded to like it falling on me type of thing. But I knew I couldn't let it go, so I just had to be tough for my girls and for the people. It was terrible though, guys. Ugh. Back to makeup, okay? Let's talk about something light. This is a contour stick from Dibs. I've had this for a while. I just pulled it back out of my drawer, and I really, really enjoy it. And I think what made me pull it out was because it looks so yummy and I wanted to use it, so I haven't put it down since. But I really do love their contour sticks because they're super, super creamy, and they have a lot of shades as well. So if you are specific on like wanting a warmer contour bronze type of look, they have that. If you want something a little more ashy like mine, they have that. I'm using the shade Pink Cosmos, and I linked all these in one single picture on my Shop My. So if you guys want to check out any of those products, you can find it there. But I really like the blush shade, which you guys will see in a minute, and it has like a shimmer to it, which you guys know I love. Okay, so there's contour, and then the blush is stunning. And so it's double-sided. You have contour here, blush here. So this is like a really pretty bright pink, and it has like it reminds me of Serene. If you guys remember Serene, that is what this looks like, except it's more pigmented. But it has like a goldish reflect on it. It's so beautiful. And it's very, very creamy, so it's easy to work with, which you guys know I love. You've been wanting to try the dipsticks, but you've been scared. I'm glad to hear you're using it. Yeah, I've had that one for a while, and I just have so many things, so I like switch it up all the time. But this one I've been using for the last week, and I just haven't been able to put it down. So it's great, especially like maybe you're not a Saint girly. Like I'm a Saint girly, so I can have so many different blushes in one palette, which I really love. But if you're trying to keep it like even more minimal than Saint, you have a contour and a blush in one with just this, which I think is really, really great. And then the formula is beautiful too because it does blend out really easily, but it doesn't just like disappear on your skin. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I feel like blushes that are so creamy, they tend to just like, you're like, where to go? And then you end up adding more and more and more. I don't necessarily feel like that with this. I feel like it has really beautiful payoff and it is buildable. So I'm probably gonna put a little bit more because I am who I am, but you can see it doesn't like disappear. You know what I mean? Okay. The next thing, I'll probably add more after we do like our concealer and stuff. Where are these hairs coming from? All right, so for concealer, I've just been using my Duo palette. This is from Saint. I have like my foundation shade and my brightening shade. And I love this because it's just simple, easy peasy. It's not like a gigantic palette. So like say I was packing for a trip, I could just take this and then use my other products with it. But I just really love Saint underneath my eyes. I have lots of different concealers. I have lots of different, probably mostly all liquid concealers. I have them in Radiance, I have them in Creamies, I have them in Full Coverage, I have them in like ones that have a bunch of skincare, like I have all of them. But I always keep coming back to my Saint. I just find that it moves with my skin. It doesn't slip, slide, and settle. It just stays where I put it, and it gives me really great coverage without having to use a ton of product. So that's kind of like where I place it, and then I'll take my finger and then I'll just press it underneath my eyes. And this is going to keep me from putting too much product directly under my eye, which we do not want. I'm 37 now, guys, and I've been treating my skin like mature skin for a very long time. But for real now, I do not like to put a ton of product here because we have like more lines there, and the more product you put, it's going to have less places to go. So it's going to start to settle in those fine lines and wrinkles. So that's why I put the majority of my product here on my nose, because it can handle a lot more. There's not a lot of, you know, fine lines and wrinkles happening there. And then I take that product and then I press it around my eye area. And then that warmth from your hand is really going to press it into the skin. And it's also going to keep you from over applying product where it can't handle. You know what I mean? It's just beautiful. I can't get away from Saint, especially underneath my eyes. Okay, and then because we do have our foundation shade in here, I will go into that with the fluffy side of my brush, and I'll just use it in the areas that I want a little bit more coverage. So for me, it's right there with that healing acne I have. Maybe a little bit on this rash. And then I kind of go around where we contoured just to soften it and like make everything marry together a little bit better. And then I'll take a little bit and go in the center of my forehead. But I like using the fluffy side of my brush here because it just gives like a really pretty airy finish. It's not heavy. It doesn't leave like behind brush strokes or anything like that. It just kind of coins up, and you can hear all the cats. Hi mom, hi mom. It just marries everything together and makes it look really soft. So now that we've got all that done, I am gonna go in with a little bit more cream blush because I am who I am. I love blush, especially when I have bangs. When I have bangs, I just feel like having a sun stripe of blush is always so pretty because you can't really see it when it's high up on my cheeks because I have all this hair here. So I'll take a little bit more and I'll just kind of stipple it across my nares. Good morning. And it's gonna give me that really pretty wash of color that I love so much. All right, so then we're gonna use our setting spray and then go in with our powders. I've been loving these new powders that I got. Have not put them down since I got them, and I think you guys will really like them too. So this is my Olive Rose Glow Setting Spray. It can be like a refreshing mist throughout the day. If you have a sunburn, it feels really soothing on it. If you are flying, it's really great to keep in your purse and refresh your face as you're flying because our moisture gets like sucked out in that pressurized cabin. Or if you're in a dry climate or anything like that, this just really refreshes and hydrates because it has hyaluronic acid in it. But I really love to use it before I go in with any of my powders because it just really locks in my creams, but then also gives extra hydration before I go in with powders. So I'm almost out of this. I did just get in a new one though. I've gone through like probably 3 or 4 of these. I love them. You could even like spray it on your chest and it's gonna give you this really pretty glow too. But I do make sure that it dries down before going in with our powders. Because if you were to go right in with your powders, I find that it just sticks to the wet areas and then it can look heavy. So let it dry first before going in with your powders, okay? Uh-oh. I'm getting all sorts of messages from our chats and I want to go read that one. Oops. Why is it so quiet? Seen too many fails with that system. I'm glad it didn't drop on your face. You would have broke the internet. Oh my gosh. Actually, it was really scary. When I was watching that video back of catching that spider, when I sat down on the table and I like lifted the lid a little bit so I could like line it up and it like jumped to get out of there, I would have lost my marbles. Like actually lost, like I was losing them, but then at that point, gone out the door, I would have not been okay. All right, so you can see my skin is really glowy, but it is dry now. It's not wet. You could just see that instant moisture that was added to my skin. So this is a new bronzer. I've been using, I love NYX's bronzers, but I had been using a lighter color. I think it was called Buttercup. This one's called Butter Biscuit. Buttercup, I think, was discontinued. This one, gorgeous. You can see it's not like super warm. It's actually more cool toned, which I think is so beautiful for topping your contour if you don't love a warm look. So I'm gonna take my brush and I'm just gonna kind of stipple right over top of where we contoured. And this is just like added insurance to your makeup without taking any sort of pigment away from your creams. I always say this, but like if I were to go in with a translucent powder, it really dulls the color of your creams. So I like to match, like meet my color with color. So I'm meeting my contour with a contour powder. But it's really a beautiful color, and then the formula is really beautiful. It gives like a natural finish. It's not like super matte, and it's also not super shimmery. It's like just a natural skin finish, if you will, and it's light. It doesn't look heavy on the skin. It wears really well. So I like to call this the insurance to my makeup because it's what's meeting that cream with the powder and then keeping it in place. Hi, April. Hey, long time no see. How's it going? Come on in. I have hair just like falling all over me. Can you not? I need you later. I'm gonna do my hair. Okay, another NYX product. Again, I did link all of these. Like everything I'm using is all linked to my Shop My under Shop My Looks. This color is so beautiful. I am always looking for really pretty cool tone blushes, and this one is stunning. It's the color called My Butta Half. I love their names. They're always so punny. But because these are called butter blushes, butter bronzers, so all of their names are Butta something. But it's a really beautiful cool tone blush, very, very pigmented, will last a lifetime. So many color options too. So like if you're not a cool tone girly, they have a ton of like neutrals and also like peachy colors as well. So I barely tap into it, and then I use the cap to like press it into my brush. Start high up because they are really pigmented, and I don't mind if this part of my face is darker, but I don't want to go right into my cheek and get a little polka dot there, you know what I mean? So I start high up and then work my way down. But this, again, has that really pretty natural finish. It doesn't take away my glow, but it does set down my cream product for like longevity. And then I kind of just pull it up and around. Once I have less product on my brush, I bring it down onto the apple, and then I'll also do the bridge of my nose. I don't always do this, but when I have bangs, I do like to do this because I love a blushy look. And this is what you're gonna see mostly versus this when I have my bangs down. All right, so now this is not a new product. This has been in my makeup bag for years, and I have a graveyard of powders, but this is the one I keep coming back to because it just works so well. It's talc free, it doesn't dry my skin, it doesn't leave texture, and it just blurs really beautifully. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in. I'm gonna take a little bit of powder from the top of the powder container, and then I'm gonna work it into the cap, and then I'm gonna just stamp it right here where I have that more porous area, and it's gonna blur. And if you want more blur, just grab a little bit more powder and like keep on that area you want to take light away from. So this is with powder, this is without powder. So it gives a really beautiful natural finish. Like it doesn't look overly matte, but it does blur, like mattify enough to where it blurs your pores. Same thing here. And even if you have mature skin, you could still use this. I do recommend using a brush though, because it'll give you a lighter, more airy finish. If you have more oily skin, you can use a powder puff like this. It'll just give you a little bit heavier of an application and more oil control. I am more normal to dry, so I like to use a brush. And then I'll take a little bit and go here on my chin area where I have like that rash. I want to mattify it because anything that's reflecting light is going to come forward, so you'll really see my rash. But if I mattify it, it'll take that light away from it and it won't show as much. Same here with my healing acne spots. And then I'll go up and under my contour area. It's where my hair is going to be sitting, where you might be touching your face. And then here on my forehead, you could see the pores and a little bit of fine lines. So I'll just take whatever's left over in the brush and kind of go right over top. And it minimizes that shine and blurs the pores a little bit. I'm using a light hand. If I wanted to blur even more, I could use a heavier hand or a powder puff. And then I'll take a little bit and go across my eyelids so that we don't have any creasing. Okay, and then what I've been doing lately is I'll just take like that bronzer brush, and whatever's still left on it, and I just kind of take it across my crease and brow area right there. So I didn't add any product to it, I'm just using whatever's left in there. And it gives me a little bit of a wash of color. And then I'll take that blush brush and whatever's left in there, and I dust that across too. And then it kind of just like marries your colors together. It looks a little bit more cohesive and it's just easy. Just like that. Okay, and then this product, oh my Lanta. I love it so much. This is also from NYX and it's stunning. Okay, it's a really beautiful, like cool toned icy pink, and it's called You Butta Work. And if you are a blush girly, you're gonna love this because it really goes over the blush so beautifully because it still has that pink hue to it, and it doesn't leave behind a ton of texture, but it does give you a gorgeous, gorgeous glow. And then when you're facing front, you don't have a sheen. It's only when the light catches it. This is beautiful and it's affordable. I love it. It comes in a ton of colors too. Like there's even like an icy green color. And then I do like it on the tip of my nose. You could even go across your eyelid if you wanted. It's gonna give you like a really pretty wash of light pink across your eye with a sheen. And you could go as heavy or as light as you'd like. I'm gonna go a little heavier. If you wanted it even more intense, you could use your finger. So, so, so pretty, guys. I love it. Okay. I think that's like all the new products that I've been using. So it was these three from NYX. Love. This Dibs contour and blush stick. Beautiful. And, oh, and then the brow glue. Also good if you want something like really compact all in one place. It does work really well. I would just say if you have bangs, it's not as strong of a hold as I was hoping it would be, but it does work. I'm gonna go in with some Frex. I've been using this for a while. It's very similar to the Freck Beauty one. I like the way that it pats out and doesn't look, it looks more natural. It kind of looks like your freckles are underneath the makeup. And it just gives a little bit more of a skin-like finish to your makeup. So I like to do all my freckles and then I'll go and kind of pat them out to lighten them. Some of them I'll leave a little dark just so that they don't like all look the same. Like this one I like to be a little darker. And then sometimes I'll go back over and give a couple more dark ones here on the side of my ears. Cutie. Okay, you don't have to do that. I know that's like very niche if you like that or not, but as for me, I really like it. Okay, the other thing I'm gonna use is my lip stain, especially because I don't have my Invisalign in. I don't really use it when I have my Invisalign because sometimes it gets on my teeth and it's hard to get off. But this is the color Pinked. And it goes on really dark and scary, and then it dries and peels off and leaves behind a stain, which I really love, especially with having Invisalign, because that's one thing I've noticed is like everything gets on my teeth. So I like to do the stain and then maybe a little bit of lip liner and then kind of smudge it out and call it good. Good morning, honey. Okay, so I go a little heavier, just let it dry completely and then it'll just peel right off. While I let that dry, I'm gonna do my eyelashes. I have a hella bald spot right here on my eyelashes, which is really annoying and it makes me not like doing mascara even more, but we gotta finish our makeup. If you want to turn your volume down, you can, but I'm going to blow dry my eyelash curler to get it hot, and then it helps keep a curl better. I always test it on the back of my hand, on the back of my arm, to make sure it's not too hot. So if I can't leave it on my wrist here, it's too hot for my eye. See the difference? Look at curled, not curled. I have very straight eyelashes, so this really helps. What do you guys think? Are we liking the blush situation, the pinks? What product caught your eye the most of the new products? Do you have any questions?
Did you try your new foundation?
Oh no, that's the same as I always use. It's just a different bottle. Okay, my lip stain is starting to pull away, so I just pull it off. Hayden, no TV. You need to get dressed, get something to eat if you're gonna be going here soon. Okay. I don't want the TV on.
Okay.
Go get dressed, brush your teeth, get something to eat. See how it gets on my teeth?
These are all the stuff I did.
If I had Invisalign on, it would just stain them. It's okay. Go get dressed and then go get something to eat.
Okay.
Okay. Let's just wash it down with some coffee. So then I'll take some sort of lip liner, just to like define the edges. And something that's not gonna budge. Did I just hear thunder already? What the heck? So the lip stain's gonna stay there and be there all day, but I do like to define the edges and just make it look a little cleaner with a lip liner. And then I will just leave it like this, or I'll take like a light gloss and tap it over top. I think I'll just do a little bit of this one. This is from, I really like NYX lately apparently. This is the NYX Fat Lip Oil. And I like it because it doesn't perform like an oil. A lot of times the oils like break down your lip liner and like they don't last very long. That one is like cushiony and hydrating. It stays really well. They have really good color. I love them. That is in the color That's Chic. Okay, we're gonna go back to our eyelashes and add some mascara. Oof, my back is so sore from falling last night. The eyelash curler I use is Shiseido. I have it in my Shop My. Like, there's a picture of literally all these products that I used under Shop My Looks on my Shop My. And I have all of them linked for you. So they're easy to find and grab if you're interested, or just save so you can find them in the store or whatever. You guys see this bald spot? What a heel. This mascara is fantastic. I think this is like my third tube. I have a fourth in my drawer already because I love it so much. It's just easy to use. It holds my curl. It lengthens. You can build it up if you want. I've just been doing a really light coat because I have a bald spot right there, and if I go too heavy, it makes it really obvious. So just a little touch of it. And then I like to use the regular, so that's waterproof, this is regular, on my lower lashes. Just because they're very fragile and I don't want to have to like rub at them too much to get it off. When I do remove my waterproof mascara, I just use an oil cleanser and I like work it on there, and then I let it sit and kind of break down the wax of the waterproof. And then I use a clean, damp towel to kind of massage it off my lashes. I actually did a nighttime skincare routine last night, and you can also see me catch that gigantic spider if you are interested. So today we did our skincare, which is my daytime skincare routine. It does not change. I've been doing that for months and months now. My skin is doing really, really well as far as acne goes, how calm it is, aside from this rash right here that I have, which I'm pretty certain is from taking my Invisalign in and out. This right here is from my cycle. So I do love like how I'm learning my body and like what's what, especially when you're sticking to something and you're consistent with it. You always know like if something's different, you can like narrow it down a lot easier versus trying this, that, and the other thing all the time and not knowing what your body's kind of not liking. I've also been doing my IO1 shots for I think almost 3 months now. Does that sound right? I am completely off my acne meds now and off my birth control, and the fact that my skin looks like this is wild to me. If you have acne troubles too and you just like are at a loss, I would highly recommend trying the IO1. So this, I took my shot at the beginning of this video if you want to see how I do it, but I take a little bit of orange juice and in a shot glass, and then I do two and a half full pipettes of this. So it equals about 5 pools because it doesn't fill up all the way. I'm almost out of this. See, it only fills up about this much, so I pull it 5 times and mix it in the orange juice, take it like a shot every morning and every night, and it helps to regulate the oxidization of your oils in your skin so that it doesn't become cystic or clog your pores. So highly recommend. It's been amazing for me and for so many. There's a lot of people who are doing this routine who are seeing results from it. So if you're interested, I think it's worth a try. I do go through 2 of these a month doing that every morning and every night. So just so you know. All right. I think that's everything. I guess at this point I would use a setting spray. So if you have like a long wear setting spray that you want to use, you could do that. I've been just kind of playing around with different ones lately. This one I really like, except for the sprayer on it is kind of messed up. This is the Too Faced Makeup Insurance 18-hour wear. I like it because it's not super mattifying, and it's also doesn't feel like hairspray on my face. So you just shake it, and I'm gonna cover my eyes. I don't love the spray on it though. And just kind of let it dry, and it really helps with like the longevity of your makeup, especially if you have bangs. Bangs, they sit on your face and they can, like your oils kind of transfer, and it can sometimes break down your makeup. So using like a longer wear setting spray is helpful. Your lady just got home from taking a yellow-billed cuckoo bird that hit our window yesterday and still can't fly to the Wild Heart Ranch for rehab. That's so sad, but also so amazing. I'm so glad you did that. Hope this rare bird makes it because its partner is currently circling our house and dive bombing toward us. Oh my gosh, what the heck? That's wild. I hope it survives too.